Welcome back to the 101 Companion Series. The question has been raised, we have anticipated self-defense techniques in our curriculum. And the question was, why are they called anticipated self-defense techniques versus self-defense techniques or versus, other kinds of combat models? So the basic idea is, if Mr. Avalos and I are facing off here, we're going to pretend for a moment that Mr. Avalos is actually not a nice guy. So we're going to pretend he's an aggressor on the street. If you can just assume some kind of aggressive posture for me and hands up ready to fight or whatever. So odds are, if somebody squares off with you like this on the street, that's a pretty good indicator that something may be going down. You may want to do something about it. So standing there in a barn door posture when you have a pretty good idea that something may happen is probably a bad idea. So in keeping with that, by the way, bad idea, highly classified Navy SEAL technical term. Don't tell anybody. So as I was saying, you're going to assume your confrontation ready stance, which is non-aggressive, it's non-message sending that I want to fight. It's basically designed to put you in an advantageous position without opening yourself up to him. So if he's ready to posture fight, he's looking like he might attack me, I'm not going to stand here and barn door myself. I'm going to say, whoa, what's going on? And start talking with my hands. And this gives me an idea. Because I have an idea of something's coming on, I'm anticipating that there's going to be some action going on here. I'm going to try and talk it down as best I can. If somebody's really intent on fighting you, you're not going to be able to talk them out of it. So at that point, that's what our confrontation ready stance is really designed for. If something does happen, I can get out the way, I can angle off, I can do all this other kind of stuff. So just to illustrate that from the other side. Again, once again, somebody from the aggressive posture shows up here. Whoa, I don't want to stand here in barn door. I'm going to turn myself off on an angle, get myself set up so that if I need to, I can engage in defensive operations. So the true surprise attacks we will deal with later on in the curriculum, but for now we're going to deal with anticipated ones, as the likelihood of something in the street that's being completely as a surprise is not as high as the likelihood that somebody may start something in the middle of an argument, or maybe you're at a party and somebody's drunk. There's a lot of different things like that, but in most cases you have some kind of a clue what's going on. And even when you're walking in a public place, if you got an idea that somebody might be coming at you, you can see them coming a while back, because usually they're not paying attention to you, or if they are, it's kind of out of the corner of their eye. There's some clues that something may happen. So we're going to take that into account and assume that this is an anticipated situation. There's something that may happen, and you're going to act accordingly. Thank you, Mr. Avalos. And that's the general idea of why we call them anticipated self-defense techniques versus just combat models or self-defense techniques.